Hello, amazing people. Welcome to another insightful episode of Inside Uber from Universal Peace Violence Amelioration Center. I'm your host, Oyida Momo. Today, we'll be diving into a topic that sits at the center of peace building, sustainable development, and justice, the difference between equity and equality.
Hi everyone, my name is Adenike Egbiri.
Hi, people. My name is Second Besan.
Thank you, pretty ladies, for being here. Equity and equality. What does equity mean? What does equality? Is there a difference for you? Let me hear what you have to say, Adele.
In my own opinion, equity means fairness and justice, how we treat people in the society. While equality means everyone should be treated the same way, irrespective of their culture and background.
To me, equality is treating everybody the same from the same standpoint and giving everybody the same start point, irrespective of where they are at. Then equity is that fair and customized treatment. So that is to say, I'm going to treat you based on your area of needs. I am not giving everybody the same treatment. I'm not allocating the same resources to everybody across board. I am meeting you at the point of your need.
Oh wow, that's great. With what she just said, I just remember this analogy of different people with different heights. Yeah, it was a different height scenario. They were trying to look over a fence now, and then different boxes were provided for them. The two scenarios was talking about equity and equality. Now, I didn't care what works for you. You feel you prefer people being treated in equality or in equity? What works for you?
In country that we are, Nigeria, I would say we practice equality or discrimination.
Okay.
Okay, with your analogy now, you said there are three different height of people with same bosses. So to me, I would just say that the shortest person in our midst should go and look for a boss to lift her up.
Okay. So equality works for you now.
Yes.
So to me, I know or I think that we should do equity because in doing equity, it strikes a balance. If you're looking at equality, giving everybody the same box height to look over the fence, I wouldn't have a problem if you give me a box that is just enough to make me see. As far as I'm able to see the fence, is okay. But again, if you're giving me a box that would not enable me look at the fence, so what are we doing? So I feel with this whole analogy, yeah, and as she said, the country we live in, Nigeria, there's actually going to be a line, just a single line of divide between greed and laziness when you are looking at, okay, are we doing equity, are we doing equality? If you have more and you're looking to still get more,
Mm,
like, okay, as against somebody that has less,
yes.
is making you greedy. But then at the same time, if you have less and then you're still giving the same with somebody that has more, it should give you that kick, that drive to want to still go and do more. But on a general level, on a general note, I would say equity works.
Oh well. But I think we should also remember that in peace building, we talk about that's Ubak's mission. In peace building, we cannot afford to have communities that are still staring at the wood. We should make sure we come in line with everybody's needs. We should make sure that whether short, whether tall, average height, everyone is able to look above the fence. Okay. So talking about Ubak now, I want we all to talk about how UBVAC has come in to play with equity, equality. What have we done? What impact have we done that makes us portray that vision of equity and equality?
To me, my experience here in UBVAC is based on equality and equity. In the sense that I remember the trip we went to last year in Makodi, the Yelwata village.
Visit.
Yes, we treated every one of them equally. We did not say, okay, because one of them is handicapped, one of them is crippled, we will not give what is supposed to get to the one that has full leg, full hand, everything. We will say that, oh, because you are handicapped, we'll give you everything, and you that you have your four legs, your two legs and two hands, we should give you small that you can walk. Then equity, we also, my experience, based on my experience here again, equity, we also go to community that need our presence much. As in, maybe for instance now, maybe I remember the outreach we went again, that their youth are not doing anything, so we come together to empower them, to empower the youth, and we also made available their startup kits for them. Yeah.
For UPVA, we don't just do one size fits all kind of project. So if a community is in need of water, so we know that what we are going to do as a organization, as an organization, is to drill a borehole. So would not say, oh, across the 17 local governments of Plateau State, we are all drilling boreholes, or across the communities in Jos, we are all drilling boreholes. No. Some communities have need for water, and then another is not. So we might be planting trees in another community, we might be drilling boreholes in another community that had suffered insurgencies. We are going there on a different mission. So before any of our projects, we go to communities and carry out our need assessments. So we reach out to the communities based on their needs per time.
Back, it's that organization that do a lot of outreaches, and then recently we've come together and said we need to launch a human rights clinic where practice fair hearing, where we deal with GBV, gender-based violence. We hear them, we solve cases, communal crisis. We do a lot of that. And then recently we made a post on our Facebook page asking for community guidance. So I would let second portray more on that.
Okay, our our call for we made a call right recently is a call to get volunteers that would come into UPVA as community guidance. What does that mean? Very simple. You will still be in your community, but you would serve as an eye in your community for UPVA. So something is happening in your community, and you cannot really speak up in the community because you are afraid they would look at you as a community snitch.
Mm.
So you can come to UBAC and say, okay, this is happening, and then we'll see how we would step in. And at the same time, you can also be in a community and let yourself known, okay, I am here as a volunteer for UPVAC. So if there's anything happening in the community that has to do with communal disputes, maybe v- um violence in the home, any form of violence, they can come to you, and then you would come to UBVAC, and then would see how we would work that out, helping the people that are in need of our help at that time. So we would not do this alone. We have human rights activists we work with, we have social workers we work with, we have law enforcement agencies we work with. So we're talking about police, we're talking about the lawyers, we it's all encompassing. So you can join us so we could fight against injustice in our community.
Thank you very much. Please, we want you to be part of us. Be part of UBAC. Be a community guardian. Be someone that throws more light in your community, that helps your community. Come to us, help us as we also help you. You can reach out to us on our Facebook page. We have our WhatsApp number on our pages, our contact, all our contacts are on our pages. Please reach out to us and help us to help our community. Now we've all talked about what equity and equality means, in various aspects. Have you experienced it? Or do you know someone who has experienced either equality or equity or the opposite of it? Let me hear.
Yes. Actually, it's not my own story. It's a friend of mine, like social gathering. Okay, this friend of mine is a is someone that do go to clubs, that do go pop champagne every Friday. But this lady was telling me that, do you know, there was one particular day that she came back around 1 a.m., knocking at my door, banging. I was like, what was that? I was like, Alpha, Adenix, open the door. It's me, Shalewa. I was like, Shalewa, what happened? Are you, Shebi, you are supposed to be at the club. I was like, no, 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 no. I was like, okay. I opened the door. She was panicking. I was like, okay, relax. What happened? So she was not telling me that, today, now God save her, oh, that what she experienced today, as in, maybe the club is comprises of Yahoo boys and ladies, we ladies now. So I think the way she was dancing, so, and she's someone that she's using XR.
Okay.
So some ladies now come in for the first time to the club. They were holding iPhone 16. There, you know how discriminating that is. So the lady was not like, Alpha. She was not trying to mingle with them. They not check uh, what she's holding, as in the phone she's holding. I was like, I beg, this one no be our mate though. As in XR to 16,
Mm,
you know the difference now.
that-
So she was not like, that she was not trying to defend herself, that at least we are iPhone users. They were not like, no, 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 know your mate and let me know my mate. So as she was not trying to talk, defend herself, they now attack her.
wow, that's a whole lot to take in. I'm sure she would have been in a very big shock. Wow,
Yes.
that's not nice. That's showing inequality to one and forgotten that everybody was actually in the club.
Yes.
Okay, second sis, can we hear your experience?
Okay, so when she was talking, I was busy ransacking my head to see if I can remember anywhere that I experienced either um vivid equity, like, but then I couldn't come up with any, because as a matter of fact, in Nigeria, what we practice what we practice most often than not is equality.
Actually.
So you would never find a gathering where they will say, okay, if you have more, or you come this side because we are going to share resources and we're giving people that don't know. It's always just we come and then they just give, everything
Mm,
is given to everyone at the same time. That
even
if
whether you are rich
or
or
not,
poor.
and then you would even be lucky if you that needs it more even
Mm,
gets it,
get it.
because sometimes the people that know that don't need it end up getting it.
Getting more
So
sense
yes,
than
so
double.
it's our sad
Mm,
experience. So
Nigeria, my country, we'll be fine. We'll all be fine. But then that is where you have us. You have we listen. We know who needs more. We know the communities that we should reach out to. Even if we go to those communities, we still try to pull everyone along, everybody partake in everything we do. That is UVAC for you. That is our mission. That is our vision. We build peace, sustainable development. Everybody experiences it. Now, I would like to throw questions to all of you watching. Have you had experiences on this topic? Let us know. Comment about it. Let us hear your story. What are the things around you that you feel like we could come into your community to impact? Let us know how we share equity and equality amongst everyone. Let us hear about it. Please comment about it, share your stories, and let us hear. And that brings us to the end of our discussion today. It's been a nice interaction with Lovely and Pretty Ladies here. But before we go, I would want to leave us with this message. Peace is not the absence of violence, it is the presence of justice. And justice requires equity and equality to function. Until next time, this is Inside Look Back.